For some strange reason, I got up this morning wanting to read a story to you. This is a book that I've had since I was a little girl called Little Pee-wee, or Now Open the Box. I read this to my great-granddaughter a few weeks ago, and I think I had more fun doing it than she did listening to it. But so I want to inflict it on the rest of you. It's written by Dorothy Kundhardt, and I think it was published back in, well, let's see, when was it published? Shoot, 1934. I was born in 1946, but I remember this from being a little kid. Once, there was a circus man with a quite tall red hat on his head, and he had a circus of his very own, so that was why he was called the circus man, and it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful circus. Here's a picture of the circus man. The circus man kept his wonderful circus inside a big red tent. Every day the circus man stood in front of his big red tent, and every day he held up something in his hand very high for everybody to see. He held up a teeny weeny little box and shouted very loudly, "Come on, everybody. Come on over here to my tent. Come on, everybody. I have something exciting to show you. Just wait until I show you what I have in this little box, so hurry up, everybody." And everybody came running and skipping and hopping as fast as they could to the circus man's big red tent. There they are, all running and skipping and hopping. And then, when everyone was there, the circus man said, "Everybody look now. Everybody look now. Everybody look now. Everybody look." Then he opened the teeny box, and out came the teeniest, weeniest, teeny, 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 weeny, weeny, weeny little dog in all the world. And he was dear little Pee-wee, the circus dog. There's little Pee-wee. See how teeny weeny he is? So teeny weeny. He just stepped out of his teeny weeny box, and he looked around at everybody. And the minute he looked around at everybody, everybody loved him. Then the circus man said, "Well, I knew everybody would love my little Pee-wee. It's too bad he doesn't know any tricks, not a single one, not even how to roll over, not even how to shake hands, but never mind. He is so teeny weeny that everybody loves him." And that was true, because everybody loved little Pee-wee. There was the clown with two heads, but one of them is probably make-believe. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the small man who could juggle 3 ducks all at the same time. He loved little Pee-wee. Little small man. I love that. There was the man sitting on a chair on top of 6 tables, just going to fall down and blowing soap bubbles. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the lady standing on her head on an umbrella, and with one foot she's holding a pair of scissors, and with the other foot she's holding up a cup of nice, full, warm milk. She loved little Pee-wee. I always found this one kind of interesting. Maybe I wanted to be a circus performer when I was little. There was the elephant crawling under another elephant. He loved little Pee-wee. I'll bet both elephants loved him. There was the thin man. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the strong baby holding up an automobile with a seal in the back seat. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the snake that can put its tail in its mouth and then go rolling right up the stairs. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the lady hanging in the air just by her nose, being tied to a good strong rope. She loved little Pee-wee. This is another circus woman who I envied very much. There was the fat lady. She loved little Pee-wee. There was the polar bear who could jump up in the air and click his ice skates together 4 times. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the goat that can stand right on a bed with the bed all burning up and not even mind about the fire being hot. He loved little Pee-wee. There was the huge, tall giant. He loved little Pee-wee. But one day, a terrible, frightful, awful thing happened. One day, little teeny weeny teeny weeny Pee-wee started to grow. And he grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew. Until poor little Pee-wee, the circus dog, was just the same size as any other plain dog that you could see anywhere if you were looking at any other plain dog. And how could a circus man keep just a plain dog in his circus? Then the circus man cried, and he said, "Now I can't keep you in my circus anymore, dear little Pee-wee, and I am so sorry. If only you could do some tricks, it would be different. But you can't do any tricks, not even roll over, not even shake hands. And now you are just as big as any plain dog. And how can I keep just a plain dog in my circus? No, I just can't. So we must say goodbye, dear little Pee-wee." Then all the whole wonderful circus cried, and the whole circus said, "Goodbye, dear little Pee-wee." This is the sad part. But, so poor little Pee-wee started to go away and never come back to the circus anymore. And just then, just as dear little Pee-wee was beginning to walk away so sadly and so slowly, he started to grow again. And he grew, and he grew, and he grew. And then the circus man said, "Oh, my dearest little Pee-wee, now you won't have to go after all, because now you are so lovely and big, you are just the very dog for my circus." So little Pee-wee stayed in the circus man's wonderful circus, and everybody loved him, and every day just before the circus started, the circus man would stand outside the big red tent, and beside him he would have a huge, enormous box right beside him, so everybody could see what a huge, enormous box it was. And then the circus man would shout, "Come on, everybody, come on over here to my tent. Hurry up, everybody. I have something exciting to show you. Just wait till you see what I have in this great, enormous box. So hurry up, everybody." And everybody would come running and skipping and hopping to the circus man's wonderful circus tent. And then the circus man would say, "Come on inside the tent, everybody, and I will open the box for you." And then everybody would help the circus man push and push the great enormous box into the tent. And then the circus man would open the top of the great enormous box, and out would pop dear little Pee-wee. But look how big he is now. Dear little Pee-wee. And the circus man would say, "People, this is my dear little circus dog Pee-wee. He is the most hugest, most enormous dog in the whole world, and I love him dearly." And every time the circus man said, "He is the hugest, most enormous dog in the whole world, and I love him dearly," then Pee-wee, little Pee-wee, felt very happy indeed. And that's the end of the book. I love you. Bye.